Okay, Ricky, so the first exercise that we're going to do today is a front-loaded squat, and we're going to be using the kettlebell in our goblet squat position. The goblet squat is a great place to start because what it's going to allow us to do is provide a counterbalance for our body. So it's going to allow us to get in really good positions and depths. What I'm going to be looking for as a coach is I want to see your shin angle and your torso angle roughly matching each other. That will change a little bit as we change the positioning of the load, but we'll talk a little bit about that later. In this one, we're looking for those to roughly match each other while still maintaining all of the standards that we've already talked about. We want to see the knees tracking the toes. We want to make sure we don't have an excessive arch in our lower back. What's great about the kettlebell is it's going to allow us to be able to turn those shoulders on in those stable positions all the way through the body from the bottom all the way through the top. So what I want to show you here is, remember, anytime that we approach the weight, we want to focus on what does our start stance look like. So I like to get into my squat position with, again, the kettlebell cutting me in half and thinking about really setting my plank first. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm just going to get into my hinge to bring the weight up for me. So now that I got the weight safely up, I can think about breaking the bar here, which will help me set my shoulders into place. I'm going to root my feet into the ground, having that turn on my glutes and hamstrings. And then what we're going to be doing here is we're going to go ahead and initiate the squat with the hips as we come down. Okay? A lot of times people say that squats hurt their knees, and typically where that comes from is because we're initiating the movement with the knees, and all of that loading is moving forward. So I want you to really think about initiating with the hips first, and that's where teaching you how to hinge properly comes in really nicely with the squat. So think about those things we learned and how do we put our hips initiating the movement within the squat as well as we layer in the knee and the ankle to this movement, okay? So I'm going to stand right behind you so I can see what's going on. Right here, sorry. Good. So go ahead and hinge yourself down to grab the weight and then just shoot that weight up. Find your active plank, so let's screw our feet into the ground and then let's show me what you got through here. Okay. All right, so take a second through here. So we're falling victim to what we saw earlier. We're not turning those glutes on, and we're putting our pelvis in this anterior position through here. We're rolling it forward, so we got water coming out the front. So as we come back into this position, think about setting that water out of the back, really turning those glutes on through here. Take a half a step out for me so we can get a little bit deeper into that squat depth that we learned earlier. Turn that back on, turn this on here, and try to stay connected through the core as we move down, and I want you to move a little bit slower for me through this movement. Good. Knees should be tracking the toes, and then back up. Good. Connected through here, and then back up. Make sure you can breathe. Can you breathe at the bottom for me? And then drive up. Good. Last one. Stay connected, stay connected, stay connected. Good. Good job. So go ahead and let the weight down. So in this movement, we should have saw those angles where we had very nice parallel lines where they were matching the shin and the torso. That's what we're ideally looking for in our baseline of a squat. Some of that will change as we move to the other movements, but I'll cue you through that. But this is a really great place to start if we want to improve our squat pattern.